Alright guys, hello and welcome back once again. We're in the North American Challenger Cup, week number 2 still, into round number 4. I'm Zidon here with Hindu once again. Return facing off against Team Eager this time around, Hindu.
Yep, we're going to see this one up on your screens now. Return just had a really big, long, arduous match up against the likes of the Why Nots, but right now they've got a bigger challenge in themselves to face off against Eager. Some names on the side of Return we've seen before: Salt Machine, Grishank. They got themselves through last week to the 3rd place position did Team Return. This week though, Eager's waiting for them in this round 4 just before the semi-final, so this is a quarter-final matchup. We'll see what these boys can do.
Yep, right now, Bastet and Athena banned out by Return. Cirquet, Sylvanas on the side of Team Eager. And, you know, looking at this so far, Cirquet's off the table. Looks like they're going to go for Xbalqunue as their first pickup of the game. It's a pretty strong one, but they have to be a little concerned about them going right back for Cupid.
There's always something that's going to be available left open in the current meta as it stands. They didn't want to give up Circuit this time around, Eager. They left Xbalqunue on the table, like you said, but like you said as well, Cupid is also available. Cupid has a very good matchup against Xbalqunue, although Zapman himself doesn't really like Cupid that much.
I have nightmares.
He's not
Cupid.
a big fanboy of Cupid. He's not a big fanboy of Cupid.
Yeah. A lot of people are that way. He's a little tiny baby, and some people can't deal with
He's
that.
not manly enough.
Yeah.
He's not manly enough for Zapman. That's what the issue is. That's all about going in ham. Cupid likes to sit on the back and say, "I love you." That's not his game plan.
They need to find Hercules' old beard and just like duct tape it to Cupid's chin. I don't know if that would be more creepy than manly, but yeah.
Eager's going for the same composition they did last time round, but this time Nemesis is still on the table this time round. And Return have the option here to pick that one up if they so choose. At the moment, though, they're hovering over Thor.
Thor is still a pretty strong pickup, but like we touched on, Nemesis is sort of a hard counter to Zhong. He gets all that extra protection from his demon bag when he pops Recall Demons. Nemesis says, oh, protections? I will go ahead and take those for myself. Make myself a huge force to be reckoned with, and well, Zhong is then that much more easy to kill. Thor, he has big play set up, but I don't know about this particular combination. It could work, and well, with Thor just getting locked in, that's pretty much going to be their jungler taking, picked up for themselves.
Now, Poseidon being locked in for Return there, it does have an okay matchup against Zhong, although Zhong can sustain most of the poke that Poseidon could put out early, but it has the potential to eat a Kraken. Zhong, though, with those extra protections, if he can pop the Recall Demons in time, the protections will help him survive that and try and sustain back that burst damage that Poseidon can put out in that lane. Nemesis gets locked in again for Eager, so the same composition of the first 3 picks coming out from them. Their composition, again, looking very strong. Last time, they did round this one off with a Neath, but the Hunter position is going to be slightly different this time around against the Xbalqunue, and their other pick was a Bakasura, so we'll see if they go for that this time.
No, they just banned out Bakasura as well, so that's not going to be coming out. You know, they didn't pick up that AD carry. They don't have to worry about Cupid, but I imagine Zapman, he took that on her a couple times today. On her against Xbalqunue could be a pretty good matchup. Xbalqunue uses Rising Jaguar to close in distance, use that Impale, push him straight back away. It can work pretty well, but looks like they're going to go Rama instead.
I think Rama is the better situational awareness one, just be able to get out of a lot of bad situations he's going to find himself in. Take into account he's going to have to deal with Krakens as well, so being able to use that Astral Barrage to take him out of problematic situations will help him out. His wave clear, a little bit weaker than Xbalqunue, as we all know that, but he is a hyper carry as well in the later stages. Rama can do a lot of damage later on in the game, not to the extent Xbalqunue can do, but not massively far behind, especially, you know, with Cupid being off the table. You can't really pick Armis here because the lane matchup against Xbalqunue is really rough. The push power is just too strong. You need something with some wave clear when you've got a Geb alongside you, especially when Return still have to pick their support here, and at the moment, they've literally just hovered onto Ares.
Yeah, no, Ares last game it worked okay. They went for that early game aggression. He was kind of in a bad spot from the onset of the match. This time around, if they can make something work, or just go for the more traditional sort, get the Mark of the Vanguard, go for a standard lane phase, it might work out better. Hades just locked in by Eager for their final pick of this match.
It is the final pick. Totally going to be taking that one to the solo lane. Lassis again in the mid lane playing that Zhong. So the only thing to change in this composition is the Hunter and the Hades pickup from Eager. Returns composition though, they've got a lot of CC available to them. They've got Cripple coming out from Poseidon and Ares with those chains and the Whirlpool respectively. Tyr's going to have those fearless combinations. They're lacking a little bit on, I was going to say on late game damage potential, but they do have Xbalqunue and Poseidon. We'll see how this one plays out though, because Eager is very sustain heavy. Geb shields, heals for Xbalqunue, heals for Hades. It's going to be an interesting matchup, this one. I don't know which way. Who would you feel comfortable with here, Simon? Like if you had to pick one team, just on picks, not individual players, just picks.
I want to see Hades do really well. I think it was like one time back in Season 1 of SPL where Hades, they did a lane swap, put Hades against the duo lane, and Hades just like wrecked face. It was glorious. That was a while back though. Hades, these days, I don't know. I want to see the Hades work, but looking at the team comp, I think if Tier they can find some good Fearless combos off a Blink or even a Lawbringer, he could set up some massive plays for team return. So, I don't know. Team comp wise, I gotta give it to the blue team.
Well, let's see how this one's going to play out, guys. Return versus Eager on your screens, and as you can see, just over 2 minutes time. We'll be back as soon as these guys have loaded in and we're good to go.
Alright guys, we're back with Return facing off against Team Eager in this round 4 matchup. This should be a good one. I'm Zidon here once again with the one, the only Hindu Man. Are you excited for this one?
Hey, yeah, of course I'm excited. This is going to be a really good match between these two. Return finished 3rd last week. They put on a really good performance, honestly, in the first week of the Challenger Cup. Eager, not so much, but this is their redemption phase right now. Return looking for a group on the left-hand side. They're going to look for a potential pick. I like their pathing here. They're going to try and do something different instead of being picked off in the jungle, but will Zapman see it?
Yes, he just did. Now he's turning tail and immediately running the hell away from this one. He does not want to get caught up by these guys. Early ward thrown down. Return will have that vision advantage early on in their enemy side of the jungle. But otherwise, looks like we're going for more typical just meta game, or typical position starts from both teams with that mid.
Yeah, nothing too exciting between it. So let's just check in with all the lanes and how they're probably going to play out. So you're going to see Hades versus Tyr. Now, Hades has fantastic push power in the early game. He's very good at clearing the wave very quickly. Once he's level 2, Death from Below combined with Devour Souls almost immediately clears a wave. Tyr, though, is very, very good at sustaining in negative matchups. Well, it's not even a negative matchup, this one, but he's very good at sustaining and weathering a storm. He can force a lane to go even. Think of it like a Raw, so to speak, of Season 1, where you throw down heals and you stay safe and everything's cool. Tyr kind of gets in your face and does that, but he can make things go very, very even. In the mid lane, we'll see Poseidon up against Zhong. Zhong can soak a lot of the damage that Poseidon can come out and then heal it back up with the Exorcism. And the wave clear is a little bit in Poseidon's advantage 1 through 3, but then at about level 3, it'll start to become a little bit more even, as Lassie should be able to clear the wave in full pretty easily as well. And then in the duo lane, oh, there is an invade.
Yep, it looks like the buff was in fact stolen away. Salt Machine will be picking that one up. Anatoly taking a lot of damage from that Fearless combo coming out of Salt Machine. Anatoly has that heal like you talked about, but without that mana buff, he's going to be gonna have a bit of a rough time early on. He has the Vampiric Shroud, he has that tiny trinket, but he has to be careful.
I didn't expect that invade to come out just because they did their own blue and rotated straight for it. I guess because Hades doesn't start with Hog, obviously, he's not going to be looking for that one, that they realized they had the potential of instantly doing the blue buff, rotating for that blue, and meeting them there in time before they could even bring that one down. So nice play coming out from Team Return early on, putting the pressure on, putting Anatoly on the defensive foot, and against the Hades without blue buff, it does cause him an issue or two, but not right at the beginning. It could do if he's not careful with mana usage.
Yeah, over in the left lane as well, some pressure getting applied. Aurora and Zapman pushed back under their own tower. I believe this is the first time so far this tournament we've seen that happen early on in the laning phase.
Well, it's the compositions. I mean, Xbalqunue has better push power than a Rama early on. Geb can't really come too close because if he gets hit by chains, there's too much damage that can come on him. And obviously, you're going to see the Searing Flesh do some nice supportive work on these minions to bring them down too. So this is bound to happen during the first couple of waves. Rama eventually, though, will have better wave clear. It's all about this dual lane staying safe is the key here for them.
Exactly. But with this little bit of a push going forward, they may hit that all-important level 5 first, get that little bit of a timing push, a good no-escape combo. Geb can look to shield, Ram can look to shield himself, but can't do both, so someone will potentially get pulled in level 5. If we get to that point early, more likely than not, we'll see some rotation for Mid-Harpies, excuse me, about the same time. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. Over in the solo lane, a little pressure getting put back on Assault Machine by Anatoly, who has caught back up on levels.
Yep, Anatoly has caught back on levels, but it's only for a small amount of time, honestly. The experience advantage is... Actually, how's he supposed to... Oh, because Thor stayed a little bit longer. Yeah, Thor stayed a little bit longer in the lane, but the thing is, Thor should be level 5 any minute. He could have done back Harpies to clear that. Not going to fight it. Actually going to rotate right now at 2 minutes 30. If they get a kill here, it's worthwhile. If they don't get a kill, they're offsetting their opportunity to go contest these mid Harpies early on. Here we go. Grishank's going to go in at the same time.
Fearless misses from the death from below. Anatoly will be okay. Groshenk now out of position here, potentially for... he has time to rotate for the mid-harpies, but...
He does with 5, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little...
He does hit 5 on that one as well. You're going to see both the supports rotating to the left and harpies right once Thor's the one in position right now. Will we see contestation for the lefts? Ego's in position right now. Return's going to turn up with Ares. Thor's on the right. I think it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade here. Ares just going to have to soak some experience in mid to start hitting level 5.
It is Groshenk holding.
Oh, they're holding the camp.
Yeah, just make sure they split that experience. Keeping things nice and even for those guys. It'd be a small victory overall for Eager had Groshenk just completely destroyed that camp on his own. Nevertheless, coming up just past 3 minutes in the game, things fairly even. First blood not yet been drawn by either of these teams. Over in that solo lane with that mana buff finally wearing off of Salt Machine. Actually, Darkest Night coming out as with the Animal of Dawn. Mid lane Hindu.
Yeah, mid lane does go down, the ult does not connect, the wall came down too. There's no escape though being popped onto Lassus, but immediately Aegis out by him, so they're not going to be able to find the pickup there. I think what happened there, Zayden, honestly, the Xbalqunue ult was just too early, and he gave away what was about to happen.
Yeah. He wasn't in a position over that dual lane rather to actually do anything. 1v2, Geb was over there. They went for the play, but it's just a tiny bit off on their timing, like you said. And otherwise, that one little small victory, no escape will be back off cooldown time before that tier 1 Aegis is. So,
well, everything's still even right now, but there's a rotation coming from mid lane now already to the left. They're not going to find anything because immediately you can see that he retreated back to the jungle. Bit of poke damage onto the Ares, who's taking a minion on a merry adventure through that jungle right now. It looks like Eager are really wanting this red buff on this left-hand side.
And then moving around, looking in position to steal this one. Aurora popping the cataclysm, does find 2. Here comes Poseidon, looking to back his teammates up, but it will be a 3v4 fight. Xbalqunue is on his way. Rama up, looking for damage onto Wubbin. Gonna find all 3 shots for damage. Recall Demons, Lassus looking for first blood. No!
Oh! No, he's not! Now the tower is gonna do so much work! Groshenk secures the kill, the Kraken did work, Groshenk gets a double, jumps to his hammer, Xbalqunue is here with the Jaguar to continue the chase. I don't think they can find more, they shouldn't be able to get onto Zapman here, but the body block was good onto Aurora, can they bring him down? Tectonic
Rift in 4-3, there's the hammer, double tap, delayed triple coming out from Groshenk. Return coming out big on that invade attempt by Team Eager.
Hey, they finished 3rd last week in the Challenger Cup, and that's what they're trying to do again, if not advance on that last position. After that invade, the red still stands, and now Groshenk is looking to steal away the speed buff before Eager can get back in position. Bad news is, Toli's here, so's there. He's going to get it, but can he get out? Yes, he can.
Anvil of Dawn, he's going to use that to escape. Salt Machine wanted that blue buff, but realizing 1v2, maybe I don't want to stick around over here in the side of the jungle anymore. They were looking like they were giving chase on to Groshenk, but I don't know, didn't really get anything on that one.
Yeah, Groshenk is a very, very good jungler. We saw him in the early stages of last season in the Challengers Cup back then as well. He was one to watch out for, but in the jungle right now, he's cut out of position, has to use the no escape. The pull into 2, there's no Kraken available for Poseidon to follow up on that. And with no escape being on cooldown, it looks like Eager are going to try and rush this Gold Fury right now. How long on Kraken? It's not long, surely. It's 15 seconds.
Yeah, they may not have it quite in time. Ares no escape was just used. Gold Fury is falling very, very quickly. They have the Wrath of the Gods available. No Hand of the Gods on the other side. Teammate will secure that.
Totally.
That's about to find damage on the 2. Can he secure the kill? He may pay for it, but the Gold Fury pickup, however, will be a big pickup overall for Team Eager. Put themselves more or less even on the gold side of things. A couple hundred behind still. Groshenk was looking for a couple kills, but Recall Demon's out by Lassus. He just needs to turn tail and run away right now. His health is not looking too good.
No, it's not. He's going to try and exorcism. It's not going to allow him to survive, though, and he will pay the price. The left-hand harpies do go in favor of return. The rights will as well. And the counter set off for that, unfortunately, because of that kill as well, means that the gold's going to become even once again, unfortunately. And that's going to be a real big issue, because all that big play coming out from Eager, they've got return are now the ones in an advantage once again. It's just set back off again after that Gold Fury.
Yeah, I mean, look at the gold graph. It's been back and forth, back and forth. Eager in a better spot than they were just previously. Return do still have the lead. They're not running. No one's running away with this one quite yet.
No, not at all.
And Eager haven't pulled it back around so far, but it's still early. Only 7 minutes into this one so far, and starting to get to the point. Some of the first big items starting to come online. Devourer's Gauntlets for both hunters. Right now, Zapman's a little behind on the stacks of those. In a 1v1 boxing spot, like you said, there's a lot of poke from Xbalqunue, so we have to see how that pans out going forward a little more.
Yeah, they're just going to be careful about the poke off the minions is what Zapman's going to try and do there. He's just looking to farm and get towards the later stages. In the lane matchup between the two, they both have escapes available to them. Zapman with the small advantage of Astral Barrage, but the chase potential definitely in favour of Turtleman if he can find that on this Xbalqunue, especially with the support. Thor's going up there, where's he looking?
That is the good question. Looks like it's going to be for the mid lane for his or just some minions that he missed.
I think Poseidon telegraphed that a little bit in the mid lane there, fight together. Just telegraphed that he was looking for something, but left hand side, they're looking for Zatman, who's had to use Astral Barrage already. He's in the sky hovering. Good roll away, but gets hit by the poison immediately. Kraken's coming. Kraken's hitting. Kraken's killing.
Spot on. Came right up out of the ground. Spot on. Center of that circle. Finding the kill. Going the way of return once again. Still 6-0 in favor of Eager. They need to start looking to answer back, get themselves on the board here sooner than later. It might see a little bit of a morale type thing come out. You don't want, you know, the other team starts running away with it. You start to fall back. It's like, oh, we're losing this pretty badly. And, you know, teams sometimes start to, I don't want to say fall apart necessarily, but just sitting.
I mean, the Gold Fury helped them. The Gold Fury was very important for them to pick that one up to keep themselves in this game. Allowed to, like, weather the storm for a little while. If you look at the compositions on paper, right, Eager have a very strong late game and aggression in mid lane. Woban caught out position again. He's going to get picked this time by Lassus. And there's the first kill of the game going over to Eager.
That's a big thing. Just seeing that 0 off the scoreboard, just such a nice feeling when your other team who's behind. That'll help to even things back out. Still only about a 1,000 gold lead, so that no one's really running away with this one. Tournament left side forced back by the duo composition of Zatman and Aurora. And for now, we're in a bit of a farm period once again. Mid Harpy's going to be spawning a little bit. Gold Fury is currently down. Most of the buff camps are down. I'm curious if Return's going to continue looking to invade for that right side jungle and keep Anatoly and Datacare kind of behind a little bit.
Maybe they will. I mean, it was actually Eager that initiated that on the left-hand side on the red, which ended up with the invade on the speed. But Grishank's in the area again. He's looking for an opportunity. He may go to the sky here. He is going to the sky, looking for Toli on the right. Will they find the play? That's the question. Toli's not realised it yet. He will do now as he gets dunked. Toli goes down thanks to the pressure from Grishank along with the support of Salt Machine. Now they can go for that speed buff, but unfortunately, it's already been done. Datacare was on his jungle timer perfectly there.
Yep, and the mana buff is quite a bit delayed. And I touched on why didn't they go for the mana buff, for they kind of chased down Gershank after that previous steal attempt by him. It may have just been to offset that mana buff. Make sure, you know, they're constantly looking for these invades. Let's not allow them to take 2 in a row. Just kind of invade our jungle, take 1, take the other, and leave. You offset that timer a little bit like they did. You position yourself, put yourself in a position where you can take 1, you know, and look to take the other in a little while without both getting stolen away back to back.
Well, both Harpies in the mid do go again to team return. No escape gets used in mid by Woban after a blink. There's an ultimate over the wall from Datacare to slow down this Ares. So he's got no escape himself now as Aurora comes in and Lassus with the recall demon secures the kill onto him again. Woban, the only casualty of war now for return in this one so far.
Yep, 0-2-0 so far on him. It's still positive, sort of. I think this was half the assist, right? So technically he's a little behind. Nevertheless, considering they're ahead, he's looking to set up these plays. He's not really tanky. He only has the Adventurer's Blade online right now. Not really that tanky frontliner you want from your support. Once he gets that Wing Blade completed, he'll have that extra health he's looking for to stay alive when he initiates these fights.
I mean, the one big thing at the moment between these two teams is you've got to think about Eager's composition. I was trying to get to this, but there's so much action. Is that the early game, the jungler, Thor Grishank, is definitely got an advantage on early game aggression and looking for picks early on. He's got the right sort of CC chain to really bring someone down. Nemesis, played by Datacare in this game, he's more of a mid to late game transition. He has a lot of damage early on, later on in the game, can burst people down, has great kill potential once this game gets to a later stage. Their whole composition, if you look at it, in the late game is very, very strong, very team-oriented and focused, but Return has an early game advantage because of their picks. Eager's gone for the late game, but the late game might not come if they get this gold.
Salt Machine over in the right-hand lane as well, chasing down Anatoly while the Gold Fury is going on. Salt Machine does not want Anatoly to have that mana buff, and he just stole away.
He misses the power cleave. He misses the power cleave. He's going to jump in with the Lawbringer, looking for the fear, the heal. Not enough. Salt Machine brings down the kill. That was a crazy engagement between the two. Holy moly.
Yeah, it was a long chase. Salt Machine forced to reset, restart it, uses Hand of the Gods. As you know, as war, it's fairly typical if you have that, you'd use it. There's no way a mage is stealing it away from you, shy of
left-hand side. Xbalqunue is going to go down. Aurora did manage. Can they find it though? That's the question.
Indeed, Zatman caught out. Here comes Woban as well. No escape, not quite going to be needed, but will find Datacare. Can they just run? Recall Demons from Lassus is out. Gershank's running away right now. The little ghosties finding him, trying to chase him down. The Kraken though, stopping the chase. Last ghost, he gets the kill nevertheless. It's now a 2v3 in the rest of this fight in the left lane. Woban trying to run away right now. They might look to dive on the tower. They have the health. They won't even need to. The slows from Nemesis working out so well for Team Eager right there.
Yeah, it is working out for them right now. Eager's doing themselves justice. They're keeping themselves in the game. Talking about justice, Tyr has rotated across this side of the map to try and defend the goal for you. Put some wards down, position himself to support mid lane right now, and soak up some experience. Bit of a combo on Toli. Not going to be able to find a kill just this second, although he's doing good work. Ow, 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 ouch,
just has an out for Anatoly. It's like, oh,
he really does. I mean, he's got Jotun's finished already.
That's definitely helping. What is Hades? Hades has that golden sash, getting a little bit of extra health, but that extra damage, that cooldown reduction, that little bit of penetration from Jotun's meaning Tyr is going to be hurting Hades quite a lot, as we just saw. And Salt Machine is on top of that as well. It's like, oh, Anatoly, you're here? I'm going to do damage to you and force you to go back to base. That is, Anatoly is behind, and Salt Machine wants to keep it that way.
Well, left and Harpies were contested. Right ones, though, go to team return. Gold Fury still stands right now. Executioner online for Dare to Care in the jungle. Along the way, we can see Iqval being worked on by Zatman to go along with his Devour's Gauntlets. Xbalqunue not gone into his Iqval start yet, or his Executioner start. He's invested more into actives, gone for a Sprint 3, Beads 1, whereas Zatman across the way only has that Sprint 1, I believe that is, and Beads 2 right now. I think that's Sprint 1.
Is it?
What is it?
The tooltip's not popping up. I have no idea.
Me neither. I'm confused too. It's because it's got 70 seconds. That's why I'm like, what is that? Interesting. We'll find out what that is.
What?
Possibly.
I don't know why. Tab.
Oh, did he change the? He changed the position. That's what it is.
Okay, it's just it's the beads. Good
yeah,
catch.
There we go. God, this spectator mode, man. Mid lane aggression once again coming out from Ares, looking for some aggression to Lassis, but Lassis is weathering the storm of this damage from those two in the mid lane once again. Lassis has done really good work on this Zhong so far, 3-2-0. Yeah. He's really comfortable on this god, and he's not scared to go in with it either and realize how much he can get out of it.
Yeah, those extra protections from that Recall Demon and his Demon Bag, it's a lot. You're tanky. You can just go forward. There's no sprint online yet either. They have to worry a little bit about the Whirlpool slowing him down, as well as some displacement from Tyr, but it's really not that much in the way of slows to stop him from just wrecking havoc in the middle of a team fight. And as we saw, that last fight, looking for the damage under the tower, he can be very tough to stop. Looks like
well, engaged on the left-hand side. They're really looking for Xbalqunue on this side. The opposite pops, but it's already evaporated into non-existence. Snipe comes out from Zama, not needed. Lassie secures the kill. It was a nice rotation from the whole of Eager. Return was just a little bit late to the party. Right inside, though, Toli's in trouble again.
Yep, Tyr looking for it. He's forced back under the tower. There's the Lawbringer coming out, looking for this kill. Can he close the gap and get in range? Death from below, going straight back under the tower, playing all those little mind games. Meanwhile, Salt Machine happy to just farm between towers.
Well, Bin's in a bit of trouble here as well. The Recall Demons have been popped by Lasses. Grishank big Duncan has to beads to jump to his hammer to disengage from that. And that should give Eager an opportunity for this Gold Fury. There's too little health on this side of Return to really contest. I mean, fight together has Kraken. Can the Kraken pay off?
He has Blink in 3. It's going to come down to the Wrath of Gods here. They're going to try and zone out. They're going to try to use the Kraken. Ares cannot look to get past Dare to Care, though. The Kraken comes out. Team Eager will secure the Gold Fury. Fight's still on. It's 2v4 in the middle. Lassus' health bar is getting quite low.
Big ages.
There is a good one. Lassus finds
Oh my god, Lassus! That was really well played by him. He used his ability so well to stay alive. Dodge out everything Salt Machine could throw him. The Aegis was time, but he can't dodge out Grishank. And now Salt Machine's going to get hit by the Anatoly ultimate from Hades. And then Anatoly's going to try and bravely walk away, but I don't think Tyr wants that to happen.
No, he's still going for it. There's the Lawbringer once again, looking to interrupt that back, not going to happen, but there's the double Fearless coming into these two guys. Power Cleave, plus a little help from Turtleman finds that kill. Nemesis, being Nemesis, Swift Vengeance away safely. Then just in the nick of time, she got herself out of that one. Return lost that Gold Fury, but they answered back in the way of kills. Kind of evening that one out overall.
They did. I mean, they did even it out. The gold did go down once again, so Eager's still on even terms. Experience-wise, though, they are behind still. The big difference is Salt Machine versus Anatoly, level 17 to level 13. Jungle-wise, Grishank has a 2-level lead over Dare to Care right now. Hunter-wise, 2-level lead for Xbalqunue over Zatman. Middle fight together is even with Lassis right now. Lassis is putting in work for his team right now. He has to keep this one going, though. And at the moment, this pick of Hades is just not working as they really wanted it to against this Tyr.
Anatoly needs to look for a great pillar bagging setup. If he can find the right gods, find multiple gods, do a lot of damage, keep them from running away, that sets up Lasses just to do tons of damage to Recall Demons to everyone grouped up. Once again, there's the blink, no escape coming in. Aurora taking a lot of damage to the Kraken onto Lasses, looking to burst him down. Salt Machine picks that one up. Aurora in the spot trouble. Fearless in the wall from Thor. Aurora's about to fall as... Maybe not.
He's going to get out. Only just going to get out. Nemesis going to actually get to Grishank now with the support of Anatoly. The last snipe does not connect from Zatman. It was so close. Grishank does get out. The rotation for the team onto Zatman forces him back to his tower. Salt Machine was there with the support of Thor. They can pressure this mid lane right now. Bring down a tier 1 tower. Return are in a good position still after that nice little skirmish. They did find lasses. They didn't find much more though.
That was a great play there by Grishank, though. He knew that final shot from Astral Barrage was still potential. He went over the wall and stopped for a split second. And Zatman was waiting for that. Just, I need to get out of here. I'm going to keep running. That very brief pause when he turned around for that Tectonic Rift was all it took for him to survive that engagement. And he managed to sneak out. Great play there by him. Overall, nice little skirmish coming out in the mid lane. They got a tower for it inside of return. They kind of put themselves back up to where they were. Pretty much the highest point gold lead-wise. About 1,500.
This game right now is still anyone's. Return are in control right now. They've got an opportunity on the map. They've got map position just based off those 2 tier 1 towers being down as well. Gold Furies though on the side of Eager have kept them going so far. They're not out of it because of that. What we're going to see though is when the mid game starts to kick in, which is very, very shortly, if not it's already just started to begin, whether or not Eager can start to step up their game and draw back some of this experience lead that they gave away to Return in the early stages.
With that also said, the experience lead tier is about level 20. Level 16, a couple guys are getting to that point when once they hit level 20, that XP advantage is going to stop growing. Team Eager is just going to start catching up little by little, and, well, once that kind of evens out, the gold lead is really non-existent right now. So Return need to start looking to extend that gold lead as soon as possible.
And that's what you're looking at towards when we get to team fight situations. Nemesis will eventually come online fully, as well as you're still having to deal with his last Zhong that's been an issue. Rama is still continuing to build up his items now, working towards Executioner. He's got an itemization lead for a moment over the Xbalqunue, but he invested in actives, first of all, the Xbalqunue for survivability, and that's one thing you have to think about in terms of builds from the Hunters too. So at the moment, Zatman will do a little bit more damage than the Xbalqunue in team fights, but more survivability for Xba.
Julian, you want to see how much exactly those solo laners have been brawling nonstop this game. Both solo laners are at the top of the damage chart, but Salt Machine is way up. 14,000 damage even, almost 5,000 above anybody else in this match right now. From a solo lane tier with a defensive item on the board already, that is a lot of damage coming from him.
Oh, right, Harpies do go down, but the team of Return collapse, looking for aggression. Salt Machine with the blink, looking for the Fearless, not going to find it, stunned out. The ult from Xbalqunue does some work, but now Dirty Cares in a lot of trouble here as Xbalqunue as a Grishank ducks down Zaps in the sky, looking for the snipes on the backside as a Kraken goes off. They're trying to kill fight together, but Anatoly does, and now Grishank's trying to find a Raw.
Yeah, they're still looking more Recall Demons already used up right now. A lot of damage from Eager is down. Tournament looking to clean up house right now. Zatman finds one on the back. Can they turn this fight around? Zatman finds a double. He's still looking for more right now.
He's alive.
He just barely sneaks out. Grishank using the hammer to run away. Salt Machine, he's doing all the damage for his team right now, but 1v3, he has to run away as well. They're trying to get back to safety this tower. Nice Tectonic Rift from Grishank will stop that chase. But what are they going to look for right now?
Team fight goes in favor of Eager. And why did they win that engagement? It's exactly what I expected. The longer this game goes on, the team fights start raging. The composition can kind of work. Return haven't capitalized on their lead enough. Salt Machine and Thor, the only two that can try and defend this one. Aurora's back in a second. The poles of the floor did so much damage here. Salt Machine's going down. He will do. Close. But the fire gen did reset a little bit. They're going to have to disengage. They can't do fire now. The respawns have come through. Still going to chase. He is.
He has the defender for Olympus to get out if he gets in a bad spot, but Derrick's coming up around the side. He's going to spot that one out with the help of... Well, he just spotted that one out. Taking a look to the left sometimes is a good thing. He looked for that pick onto Anatoly, wasn't able to find it. He got it out in the end, and more importantly, the fire giant attempt by Eager was stopped. You said it yourself, Hindu. Nemesis is going to be a huge factor in these late game fights. Return need to start looking to extend that gold lead. It's shrunken down below 100 gold right now. That's a little bit.
Well, talking about trying to extend the gold lead, they're trying to look for the Gold Fury now, but Aurora's already in position with War Coverage and Zatman in tow if required. So they're trying to find that. The situation right now, though, is fight together in this mid lane playing Poseidon. Went for Gem of Isolation before getting any penetration online. Now, that's okay if you're looking to be a sustain for your team to keep people pinned down with more CC. You've got a lot of CC on your team already, though. And in doing that means that he's not got any penetration in this build just yet. He's now working on Spear, so his first 10 magical penetration is now online in this build. Should have Spear finished now, so keep an eye on him in the team fights this time round. Because that Kraken didn't do as much as it could do because he had no penetration.
That's a big part of it. Yes, Ares can do a lot of damage, but the mid lane mage, you're the bulk of the magic damage coming out of your team. You need to be able to do that damage yourself. Ares will do a lot, like I said, but it comes down to that Poseidon doing a lot with that Kraken, following up the Whirlpool. He has the beginnings of a Spear of the Magus. Once that's online, a Whirlpool's going to shred away potentially a lot of protections, but it's going to come down to, will he have the damage otherwise?
Protecting him.
If he has to use that Kraken first, he's not going to get it off.
Well, that's the big issue. The rest of his team have escaped, so the only thing he's got is that Sprint 2 online now and the Beads 1 to be able to try and survive in these fights. But if he gets collapsed on by the team, he's going to have a rough time, so the team need to peel for him and keep him alive so he can keep putting out this damage. Zapman has started Gold Fury with a Sentry Ward there. No one has noticed this from Return just yet. They should have an idea, as no one's showing in mid lane right now. Thor's taken up because he realizes it, but already down.
Found it already completed. And right now, Eager immediately rushing over to the right side of the map. They want to force some action on the right-hand side of the jungle. Salt Machine almost quit out. He managed to secure those right-side Harpies. And right now, Eager, they have the team fights. They can force Fire Giant Dance. They have the gold lead. The experience has kind of started leveling out. If we look at the graph, it's only a 1.8 thousand experience difference. And for the most part, that is solely on Anatoly. Geb is actually 4 levels ahead. And they could just force a fight at this point.
The big issue is that their damage potential on return is all about burst with this Kraken from Poseidon. They're looking for the big burst damage and then clean up after the burst. The problem is that Anatoly heals his teammates with the Devour Souls. Lasses has sustained with the Exorcism card combo. So if they don't get a full burst down and they manage to heal, that burst potential into cleanup crew doesn't necessarily work out as well as you want it to right now. So they've got to make sure they do clean up immediately and shut down these healers before they just regen back up or support their team in regening, especially with the Geb on the sideline with those shields too. It just gives them a chance to continue staying in these fights.
You mentioned the empty active slot right now on Anatoly. Do you think he's going to go for the Shell of Absorption, look to absorb a lot of damage for his team? You're talking about all that burst damage. Or do you think he might go for the Shell of Absorption, look to reflect back a lot of damage? This level of play, I don't know how I feel about that either.
I mean, Underworld on Hades? Shield of the Underworld? He's going to go Shell. He is going to go Shell. Shield of Absorption is good for soak and damage. It works for the team as well. But I think it's called Shield of the Underworld. It's one of those axes you don't see very often. It's a new introduced in Season 2, but reflects damage back. Don't forget it does work magical damage, so it would reflect the damage back. And if you've got some penetration, it would be kind of useful. No penetration is built just yet. He's gone very tanky focus as Anatoly here, looking to sustain and CC up in the team fights. Take into account, I mean, a Hades, honestly, he's got a fear on a very short cooldown.
That's true. All speculation aside, he did go for the Shell of Absorption. So once you use the Pill of Agony, you get those extra protections. The Shield of the Underworld is before mitigations are applied, so even with those extra protections online from his ultimate, it reflects a lot back. This level of play is like, oh, he's ulting, he has all these protections, and he's using Shield of the Underworld, I'm just not going to attack him. Casual play, it tends to work a little bit better, because people's like, oh, Hades is ulting me, let me attack him while I'm doing it. No, I killed myself.
But this plays into the whole EGR team composition. Eager's team composition here is exactly that. What they're looking to do is team fight for a sustained period of time. Out-sustain the enemy composition. Xbalqunue, heals and exorcisms. Devour Souls, gonna heal yourself back up again. Shell of Absorption, gonna buy you time to heal back up and survive the engagement of the burst that comes out from return when they do the wombo combo of the Thor dunk into the Kraken.
Yeah, the biggest thing, return needs these big picks, and unfortunately for them, Team Eager are not putting themselves in a position to get picked off right now. Vision across the map. There's sentry wards everywhere right now. 1, 2, 5 sentry wards down across the map. They want to take vision away from the enemy team constantly. They want the picks themselves, and they do not want to get caught out in the jungle. And if they can manage to do that, return, they have all that burst damage, but with the likes of that Shell, with the Geb shield, it's going to be quite hard to actually burst somebody down.
Well, if we look at the graphs right now, you can see that Eager have done a good job of weathering the storm throughout this game. This is the first time they've been in almost touching distance of experience-wise being equal, and right now the experience is going to start mattering less and less as everyone's starting to hit level 20. Return need to make something happen very soon, but Eager are doing the smart thing and just farming to catch up that experience difference a little bit longer. Wubbin's gone in alone here. He's gone aggressive onto Lasses, blinks in, chains applied, immediate shield comes out from Aurora. Wubbin's in very deep, now the no escape comes out, but Grishank's up.
There he comes down, not going to find that stun. Right side of the jungle as well. Salt Machine's still going at it with Anatoly, but Lassus is on his way to help. Exposed Evil not going to connect, and they're just letting those two guys slap at each other.
Oh, the left though. The left are going to be able to pick off Dare to Care, who was out of position with Zapman trying to close in for this fight. Dare's going to actually go down there. Zapman does get out. And that actually paid off for them more than they expected it to, because they wasted a lot in mid lane there with the no escape used and the donk from Thor going down. But what happened was they did that call because they saw 2 in the left side. And so immediately they tried to make a 4v3 fight work. It didn't work out for them. They might rush Fire Giant here.
They're going to go for it. Salt Machine will have vision this rotation. He'll be nearby to stop them, or attempt to, but he only has Rage of the Gods. If they can manage to burst us down quick enough, it's gonna. I don't think they have the time. Zapman did just show up, but they are aware of this rotation coming out. They're immediately heading over to the right side of the jungle. They're not even going to start the Fire Giant right now. But they left Turtle Man behind to push down that inner left tower. This could be a nice little split push opportunity for them.
Can he get enough of that tower down? Though he's got a creep wave. He should be able to do it now. They need to fight Do Eager here if they can get the opportunity to. They've got to look for a pick. Woman's going to get knocked up, and there's the recall demons pop from Lasses. They're going in deep for the Zapman to this guy. Astral Barrage, 2 shots hit. The third one does connect. The ghosts are not going to be enough to kill him though. And now with Grishank here back in the fight and Salt Machine poking at the front line, the disengage happens. Everybody lives on return, and they get a tier 2 tower for free as well.
Yep, Return are not out of this yet, to say the least. The gold lead just swung back in their favor with that tower pickups. 1,500 gold spread across the entire team. Eager are looking to answer back with this gold. Fury pickup did just got accidentally reset there for a brief moment. But right now, this could be a Fire Giant attempt for Return if they head straight for it right now. Eager need to get off that Fire Giant and get over here right now.
Hades just recalled, a Raw's rolling out right now. Hades is in base by now. Zapman stayed to do the Gold Fury. Can they defend this one? Eager gets the Gold Fury, but can Eager defend the fire? It looks like they have. Yeah. They've managed to reset it. That worked out really well. The teleport coming into play on totally there as well. He has used that one to get back to that engagement on the Fire Giant. So they've defended for now. Lasses, bit of a threat there, but he's okay. Beats used though. That's going to be on cooldown for the next 90.
Yeah, looking to say the game right now. We're coming up on the 30-minute mark. This game is even. It is back and forth. We have the highest gold lead in this game so far. 1,500 gold. Just barely above it. So it is a close one. Experience this point in the game almost not mattering anymore. 1 or 2 levels still to come up on Team Eager. After that, it's just going to come down to who can find a better team fight. Still, yeah, there's still room to grow for items, admittedly. But
yeah, this game's going to... It's going to be a bit of a dance now, looking for the Fire Giant more than anything, looking for a pick. If it doesn't happen soon, and it doesn't go in one team's clear favour, oh, there's a blinking from Woban again. No escape onto 3 targets. He's going to force Aegis, and oh, man, Tolly's down too. Aurora's getting surrounded and destroyed. Grishank on the backside going to Lasses, who's used beads already, and Aegis, but the recall demons are doing work for him. He's going to actually take out Grishank, as the rest of the team did try and take down Aurora, who survived. Zapman just used Astral Barrage as well to try and provide cover. Eager hold, but they go again.
That Guardian global taunt, OP. Too much.
If they pick a Raw though, if they pick a Raw, they get a Fire Giant.
Yeah.
If they pick a Raw, they have Fire Giant potential. So I can see that game plan. It just didn't work out for them.
The other scary bit is similar to the end of that last fight of the previous game we watched. If you can knock out the support, you just dumped everything you had, and the rest of the team is ready to close in on you and follow up on the fight. Looks like they're going for right now.
Tolly's dead.
Yeah.
Is he? The shield came out.
Death from Blow's available. He can get out of this one. But the Kraken from Fight Together coming out just in the nick of time. Looking to get out of this as well. Beads popped. Looking to run away. Zapman in the middle of 4 right now. Can he stay up? Turtleman using that Rising Jaguar, trying to stay alive. Woban finds a kill into Zapman on the back. He overstayed his welcome a little bit there. A little too long. Lassus was well in a spot of trouble. The Searing Flesh coming out for a lot of damage. Stone Shield from Geb. Fire Giant is potentially on the table. They need to remove Aurora, and right now, can they do it? There's Salt Machine coming in from the right side, trying to turn this fight around. They're trying to find these kills so badly. Once again, Aurora will survive with that Wrath of the Gods available and at his disposal. A Fire Giant would be pretty risky.
Aurora just saved the goddamn day there for Eager. He did so much work to keep Lassus alive and the rest of his team. His shields were good, his knockups were good, his body blocks were even better. If he wasn't in that position, then Lassus was dead. He should have fallen too, but his jukes were good to add to that. And now they're going to be able to defend the Fire Giant because of it. Tolly's up in 2 more seconds, teleport online, we're back to all square again. Even though that engagement went in Return's favour, Eager come out in a decent enough position to hold.
Now the question will be, they starting this fire giant. Can they keep Aurora away from this fire giant? Rollout was just used, interrupted by the wall from Thor. Fire giant down to half health right now. Anvil of Dawn coming up. Can they secure this one successfully? They're trying to keep these guys out. They're trying to bait the fight. Lassus finds a kill on the Turtle Man. Recall Demons out, doing a lot. Fight together. Low on health. Will fall double for Lassus. Still going forward, looking for more right now. Fire giant has been stopped, but can they turn this fight back around, Hindu?
Oh, well, it looks like Grisham tried to jump to his hammer. The hammer hit the wall, so he couldn't actually get out, even though he had beads up to block the cripple. Salt Machine's doing work against Thor, because you know what? He's Tyr. He's just going to use Lawbringer and try to jump away. They want this kill, though, and they will find it with Zapman. There's nothing Woodman can do but bravely watch from the sidelines. What's he got online? He has Blink 1. There is no ward coverage just yet. They don't know he's here. Zayden, can he do it? Can he make the play?
He has to look for it right now. Fire Giant has been more of a curse than a blessing across the board. Every game we've seen so far today.
Too early.
In a little too early. This isn't going to end well. There's the Pillar of Agony coming out. Make sure he cannot look to get away. Deicide coming out. Plus that oh so lovely Fire Giant belt buckle spinning around the waist of the entire Team Eager lineup. We're about to move in the first proper siege attempt with the Fire Giant of this tournament today.
This game has been awesome so far to watch. Look at Zapman in mid lane, looking for the Phoenix, gonna get it. Now he's gonna trade off against Turtle. May lose this trade though because the poison's applied. Zapman wisely just gonna back away, did what he needed to. Fire Giant online, so he'll regen a bit. His team gonna push in Tail 1 on the right hand side. Aurora, for me right now, has played amazing. His decision making saved the day at that tier 2 tower in mid, and then because of that, his team have now been able to go on and get that Fire Giant. Great play from Eager so far today. I'm really pleased about how they performed, and they must be happy with themselves as well compared to last week. Return, though, have put on a show so far, and then by no means out of it just yet, even though they're up against a Fire Giant now.
Indeed, the Fire Giant is a lot of extra gold worth of stats, about 1,600 gold worth of stats on each individual god, and that's not counting the extra damage to towers and phoenixes or the regen coming off of it. So essentially right now the gold lead is sitting around 14,000 gold, taking into account that Fire Giant buff on all 5 members. So there's gonna be a little bit of a lull period, some camps taken, some Gold Fury, maybe a mid-Harpy camp or 2. But sooner rather than later, Eager are going to be looking to take down those oh-so-juicy and oh-so-easy-to-take inner towers on the left and right-hand lanes.
Well, we get an opportunity to look at a little bit of the itemization builds in the later stages. This is where we didn't get to see Lassus' Zhong build move on to next, and that Spirit Robe is one thing I want to talk about. Such a fantastic item. Cooldown reduction. Oh, we're going to see a pick onto Zhong. Oh, sorry, we're not going to see Zhong get picked there. But Spirit Robe is very good. Oh, Salt Machine. Rip. That's a late game Nemesis. That's the destruction it can give you, along with a late game Rama with the destructive power of having a Fire Giant to boost. And deleted.
Yeah, they're looking to stare down this left line Phoenix. It's going to be a 4v5 defense. It's going to be a rough one. Lassus is scary right now. And Anatol has gotten pretty scary. No Escape coming in does fine too. Can they turn this into a team fight victory? They need it desperately now. Lassus in the middle of a ton of them doing the recall demon damage across the board. Lassus finds fight together.
He's unkillable.
Surrender vote coming out. There's, as I said, not much they can do. They can't remove those protections effectively. The Titan is under threat. The health bar is falling. 2 Phoenixes down. It does not have that many protections. Only 3 members standing as well. 20 seconds on Salt Machine. Next wave of minions, they could look to close this match out.
Well, there's minions coming into mid lane right now. Fire minions at that. There's the dive in again. Tolly's going to try and use the armor to pick up Grishank. It's that man who gets the last hit with an arrow to the back of his skull. Aurora second the Titan right now as his team start to bring it down. 30% HP for it. Zhong going to keep sustaining up as this one falls to the wayside, and Eager move themselves into the semi-final for the first time in the Challenger Cup.
Indeed, last week they got knocked out in the quarters, upsetting a lot of people. One of the big favorites getting knocked out early, this time not to be the case. They still have another round to go before they reach all the way through to the finals. We'll be seeing here in a little while if they can do it. I don't know.
That's right. I mean, with how the teams have played today so far, Eager's looking very good. Just to let you know, guys, about the other side of the bracket at the moment, you can just type in brackets and chat to bring it up if you want to see what's going on. Legion versus King's Landing is the competition you're seeing up there. King's Landing finished 4th last week, I believe, or they're at least 4th seeded for this tournament. Legion did win it outright last time round. They're facing off in the other semi-final. The semi-final you'll see on your screens will be Eager up against either Team Nomad or High Five. We're just waiting on results from that one, and we'll be bringing you the Eager versus whoever their opponents are in the semi-finals coming up shortly.
Stick around, guys. Enjoy the music. We'll be back in a bit.